Well, good morning. I'm just getting started. Got my coffee for the day and got my truck loaded up. Got a bunch of tools in there. We're doing a live bee removal job today. So I wanted to take today and show you guys a little bit of behind the scenes, what happens with live bees, getting them out of the house. They're in a wall. Got to cut open the wall. Got to find the queen, get all the comb out, get all the bees out, coax them into a box, and then patch everything up. And so I got some supplies I got to get this morning first. I need to get some more caulk, some spray foam, got to get some tar paper for drying in the wall when I'm done and repairing it. And so just wanted to show you guys a little bit of how much, a loud car going down my road, show you guys a little bit of how much work it is to do live bee removal. I know a lot of times we get calls, people wanting to do us a favor, giving us free bees if we come and get them out of their wall, but you know, getting bees, the easy way is to split our colonies. It's very simple, it's very clean. Live bee removal, it's a tough job, but we think every bee colony is worth given a second chance, and so that's what we do. We get these bees, we save them from extermination, and then we usually requeen them with a good gentle stock of queen, and then put them to good use in our apiaries where they can live their lives in a place where they're not going to disturb people and they're not going to be disturbed. So hope you enjoy watching me work and get sweaty and probably get stung a bunch today. So I'm getting ready to start taking this wall apart to get to this beehive, this nest here in the wall. And with these feral bees, you never really know what you're getting into until you start disturbing them, ripping open their hive. And we do have some Africanization here in this area, and so with bee removal jobs, it's one of those things, you know, sometimes the bees are nice, other times they are very nasty, and that's kind of the surprise of bee removals here in St. Petersburg, Florida. So I got the outer layer off. I can see there's honeycomb coming down here. It's a pretty big nest, well established, so it's nice. I can see between the cracks of these boards and see the honeycomb, and that way I can kind of tell before I cut open the whole wall, you know, how much area I need to expose. We're going to take this wood off and start seeing what we have here. It's a good sized colony. We got capped honey, got brood, got pollen. We got it all going on here. So we're going to get the rest of this wood off, get the full colony exposed, and we're going to start looking for the queen. There we have it. We got enough of the hive exposed to start cutting it out and looking for the queen. We're going to get our bee box ready and some empty frames with rubber bands so we can start tying these combs in. That's a pretty looking colony right there. At this point, I got my queen catcher out, and you can see the hives really getting exposed as I'm cutting the comb away, putting comb down to my boss, getting ready to put it inside those frames with the rubber bands. And I'm looking for the queen. As soon as I see the queen, I'm going to try to catch her with this little queen clip. I'm very happy here. I just found the queen, caught her, got her in a queen clip, and so we're going to put her in the box where we have the comb that we cut out of the wall, and the bees are going to smell her pheromone in there, and by this evening, if everything goes according to plan, all these bees will be flying into that box, and then we'll take it away in the evening and get this job wrapped up. From the queen clip, I got the queen cage, and I got a little duct tape over the opening with the candy plug. That way the bees can't release her until I want them to. And so I'm going to put this up in the nuke box we have here with some of the comb and bees, and then we're going to smoke these bees away from their old spot, and hopefully they'll smell the queen's pheromone and all go in the box that we have for them. Alright, I got it patched up, dried in, got that gap sealed with expandable foam, and the bees are starting to go in the box where the queen is. So this looks like what I need to do is done. Now I just gotta let the bees do their thing. I got the queen in the cage. The bees are going in there. So I'm gonna go away, come back tonight, and hopefully all these bees will be inside the box. The sun's just setting now. I'm out of the park. I had to get some more pine needles for the smoker, and we're gonna head back to that house with the bee removal, and hopefully the bees are in the box, and we'll be able to take the box out of there and bring it to one of our apiaries, and the job will be all done. So let's get heading over there and see how it's going. The bees read the script. They're in the box, save for maybe a dozen of them out here. But all that colony went inside the box with the queen, so we're gonna get this box off the wall and call it a day. Well, it's the morning after I did the bee removal. I'm getting going. Tired, been dreaming about removing bees all night. But I just got some sugar water mixed up for these bees. They need some nectar or some kind of feed to get established, to build new comb in that box that we put them in. So I'm just gonna give them a little boost. Gonna give them a mite treatment. I saw the brood pattern was spotty. Most of these pharaoh bees have a very high mite load, and I definitely don't want that spreading to my other bees. And so we're going to treat them for mites and put them in a bee yard, a backyard apiary where they can get established and that they can live a happy, productive life. And so that is our mission this morning, and then we got some honey bottling to do later in the day. So I have the nucleus box set up in one of our backyard apiaries here in St. Petersburg, Florida. We're gonna pop the lid here, see what we got going on the inside. Lots of bees in here. Give them a little smoke. And then we're gonna go find the queen. She's in a cage here. We're gonna take the duct tape off the release of the cage so that the bees can release her. And I like to keep her in that cage for a bit with the candy plug for the bees to chew through and release her in about a day or so. And that just kind of helps the bees stay put in their new location until they get established. So I'm gonna start digging through here and try to find this queen cage. They're not real happy this morning. I probably wouldn't be either if somebody tore open my house and took me out and moved me to a different location. You can see they've been working last night. They've already connected this comb that we tied in. They already connected it to the wood there, and so these bees, they never stop working. Even at nighttime, they're busy working inside of the hive here. Let's see. I see that queen cage over on this side. I'm gonna take this frame out. This is one we didn't end up using. No foundation. We're gonna replace it with a frame with foundation here in a minute. First, we just want to go in there and get this queen cage. I can reach in there. Got a lot of bees on here. There she is. She's in there. She's moving around, looking good, very lively. So we're just going to take this duct tape off. It's hard to do with one hand. Filming with the other hand. I got my GoPro this morning, so I just got my... And there we have it. So this is a little queen cage. There's a candy plug there with just some confectioner's sugar and some syrup or honey, I think I used, and that way the bees, they chew through that there. It takes them about a day or two, and then they release the queen that way, and that just allows the bees to stay here in this box for at least a couple days, and then by that time they'll be established. I'm gonna also feed some sugar syrup to just help them have more resources to build wax and get these new foundations drawn out. And once they have an investment in their new home, they're much more likely to stay put. Last thing to do is open up the entrance, and there we have it. This colony is set up in their new home, and as they grow, we'll continue to add boxes, and hopefully they'll turn into be a productive colony.